this video I'm going to go over putting. Now putting, although it does have technical and fundamental aspects to it, but there's also if it works, well then it works. And also it's, if something's comfortable and it works, well, stick with that. Don't, putting's not about being technical. To be a good putter, you got to have a good stroke, good depth of field, and be able to read greens. Now I'm just going to go over how I putt, and it's all based on just rolling the ball to the hole. So my stance width is roughly about shoulder width, maybe a little less. Now to set up with the putter, it's opposite to your golf swing. So basically the setup is you just want to lower your hands to the ground. We want to bend over at the waist. We want to get our whole head over, because if we set up like we were going to play a golf shot, you'll see that the putter is going to arc. Whereas if I go like that now, you'll see straight away, see how the putter doesn't arc. Now the less of an arc we have, the better, because the more of an arc you have, the more torque, the more unwanted twisting you'll have in your putting stroke. So, right, we'll go back. So I'm about shoulder width, maybe just a little less. Now I play the ball back just in front of middle. Now I hold my hands like that. I overlap the fingers on my right hand over my left hand. I use the inside of my elbow to guide the putter back, and to stop my head coming up, I just turn it towards the target slightly, and then I just guide the putter with my elbow, just like that. Basic. But yeah, like I said, it really comes down to what you like, and it all comes down to developing a good putting stroke. So I'm just going to hit a putt for you. There we go. So the way to practice putting, this is my personal routine, is starting off with the Tiger Gate drill, where 4 feet from the hole, straight, slightly uphill putt, and you want to place 2 tees just outside of your putter, and start off using your right hand, and then go to both hands, and just do that for as long as you want. Thing with putting, people don't practice it enough, and they don't practice it long enough, and they don't do the right drills, because what we're trying to do is create a great stroke. So with that drill, guaranteed you're going to create a great stroke. And like I said, like with that right hand, it's all right hand for me, so I swing from the inside of my elbow here. So next drill is get a tee, place it 2 feet from the edge of the green, then get 4 balls, put one at 30 foot, 40 foot, 50 foot, 50 feet, and then just putt all 4 balls to that tee, trying to hit the tee, but making sure not to hit the balls past the edge of the putting green. And then, just putt to that from a few times, repeating the same process. Then move the tee to another area 2 feet from the edge, do the same thing. The next drill is, so what you do is you'll work around the hole, where, say that's the hole, we'll put a ball here at 12 feet, and then we'll put a ball here at 3 feet, and then just 2 balls in between of the line, and we'll just putt those balls. But if you miss a putt, make sure, take it back and hole it, because we're not practicing missing putts, we're practicing holing putts. And then just go around the hole. The next drill is get a putt that's about 9 feet. Doesn't really matter where you putt from, and use 4 balls. First ball, you want to hit the back edge of the hole. The second ball, you want the ball to go in from the right side. Third ball, you just want to roll over the edge. And the fourth ball, you want to roll in from the left side. Now, it doesn't matter if you missed the putt what you're doing here is you're really trying to develop like a real good depth of feel, and this comes in handy for clutch putting. It's another Tiger drill, but this is that's a great drill. Just that drill alone is so great for your putting. And the last drill you do is, so you play par 2 per hole. If you miss a putt, add a putter length, and that just adds a bit of pressure, and you know, just puts a bit of pressure on you. It gets you used to sort of holing those, you know, just under 6 foot putts that, you know, everyone knows, those knee knockers. And the last part is green reading. Now, you could have the best stroke, the best depth of field, but if you can't read a green, you're not going to be a good putter. So for me, this is the routine I use. So we're behind the ball's down there. Now, if I can see or feel the slope, I'm going to walk in from the low side because I get a better perspective. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk towards the hole, and I'm going to count my steps, and each step being roughly 3 feet, and that way I'll know the distance of the putt. It's just nice to know it. And then when you get to the hole, just walk around it about roughly 3 feet from the hole, and the moment you feel your feet go from uphill to downhill, take half a step back, then point your feet towards the hole. That's going to be the slope, that's the straight line, and then just walk back to the ball backwards, focusing on that. And really, the last 3 feet on a putt is the most crucial part, and because you're really dying that ball in, because all you're doing with a putt when it comes to the slope is you're hitting it hard enough to resist the slope to where it gets to a point where it stops resisting the slope, and then it's just going to roll into the hole. So by focusing on that line, you just want to find a point there, and basically you're hitting to that point. And so yeah, that pretty much covers putting. Like I said, you don't have to do exactly what I'm saying. I'm just giving you an idea of what I do, what I think's important for putting. But like I said, with your putting stroke, it really comes down to what you feel comfortable with. But like I said, make sure you're not setting up with your like full shot golf swing setup, because you're going to arc the putter. You'll see a lot of professionals do this, and you know, you're just letting your arms hang. You're bending from the waist and your thoracic spine, getting your head over, and also, now a lot of people don't use this, but putters' lie angles are standard. They're 70 degrees, but you're actually better off. The steeper your lie angle is, the better, because steeper the lie angle is, the less of an arc. Now, you can only legally go, you can't have a putter lie angle more than, so the rule is less than 10 degrees of 90 degrees, which is 80 degrees. So you can't go any more than 80 degrees. I set mine up at 79.5. Now, it's going to feel funny at first, but it's like if I'm here, you'll see, now if I come up to here, you know, it's pretty much straight back, straight through. And yeah, the less of an arc you have, the better. Because you're going to have less torque, less unwanted twisting. When it comes to putters, now I'm a professional club designer, so I always advocate center shafts. Now the worst putter combination you can get is mallet putters that are heel shafted, because you got so much weight coming out to the toe, and if you know, because then that means, being that the shaft is entering in on the heel, it's heel heavy. That's why you're seeing these zero torque putters now, because mallets just produce so much torque. So I mean, centre shafts, I always advocate a centre shaft because you're going to have less of an arc, and less of an arc is less torque, unwanted twisting of the putter head. And I mean, looking at these zero torques, I've actually made my own putter. Like, I have a zero torque version. My putter's a cylinder head. They're actually better because they have no loft, so they remove two variables that impact. Their distance control is amazing. But looking at these, the zero torque, I mean, they all started off with lab. I'm not a big fan of lab. I mean, they probably work, but they look ugly. I don't like the look of them. And that's another thing with putters. People like their putters to look good. You've got the even roll, the Odyssey. I don't mind the Odyssey, looks pretty good. You got the PXG, that one looks good. But the TaylorMade Spider, that's the one I like. I think that one's great. I think that's the best out of the lot. It's the best looking. I mean, they're all the same in terms of technology. But those are the three that I would look at in those zero torques, and I do highly recommend those putters. But like I said, centre shaft is the go. And I'm just going to hit another putt. I'm going to do, so one-handed. Like I said, just turn your head slightly towards the target. So I'm going to show you another thing that I practice with when I do the gate drill. Is just go grab it. Now, I mean, you'd have to make it up. I did. So I've got a chipping club where I've just grinded off the face a little bit, and I've got the shaft set at the same angle as my putter. And I actually haven't got a grip on this at the moment. So first off, when I'm starting a Tiger gate drill, I use this. And you know, this is just to encourage that upward stroke. I mean, you can use a wedge, but I mean, I just think, you know, this is basically the same as a putter, just doesn't have a face. So there you go, that covers it for putting. And putting, to me, I mean, it accounts for most of your shots. And like I said, golfers spend less time practicing their putting, and then if they do practice their putting, they don't do it long enough, and they're not working on the right drills. Where putting, you probably should be practicing longer. You want to spend at least an hour, and like, if you go through the drills that I just spoke about, I guarantee you're going to be a great putter. If you can learn how to read greens, you're definitely going to be a great putter.